Wow, it's 1st of October and it's another day that has been set aside by Nigeria to commemorate and celebrate independence from their colonial masters. Independence has various variants and it speaks to different aspects of our lives. I like to express two aspects of independence that most times is overlooked because of the razzmatazz of the independence celebration. Independence is not just the liberation of a people from their colonial masters in form of breaking off of the chains from their hands, but independence speaks to a level of maturity attained by an individual or an entity to say that I am grown, I have attained this level of maturity and I'm able to manage my resources in a way that is beneficial to my people. What that simply means is that you are saying to the external influences and interferences that I don't need you anymore. I have grown to a place where I can now manage my resources. I can marshal resources in a way and manner that it brings profit and betterment to the entire nation or company, as the case may be. Another aspect of independence is that sometimes we celebrate just the physical liberation of a people from its captor as independence, whereas mentally we are still enslaved, economically we are still enslaved, and socially we are still enslaved. What does that mean to us? It means that as much as we have been liberated from the captors, our minds are still enslaved because we still have this structure that have superiorized the West above the thought, and that has made it impossible for development to happen in this part of the world. And that's why you see, for a country like Nigeria, we are still solely and wholly dependent on importation as a means of survival, whereas other countries, they export as a means of survival. We believe that whatever is produced in this nation is of no value, so it gives the West a sense of superiority above us, and that is something that has been proven times and time again. That's why even in our educational system, you see what happens there. Our leaders can't even trust our doctors. When they are sick, they go to London. When they want vacation, they go to Vancouver. When they want good roads, they call Julius Berger from Germany. When they want to build railways, they call the Chinese to come and build railways. That is a show that even our Nigerian breed engineers are of less value to the Western. So it's another form of colonialism that has taken its root in the fabric of our nation, and is very, very difficult to now uproot because of the mindset that we've had towards this. Now, what does this mean to us? It means that a time has come for us to rise as Nigerians, every man to build capacity for himself. Gone are the days when you want to wait for the government to come and give you handouts. And you have seen that this nation has experienced a progressive decline in the quality of governance from the advent of this democratic dispensation, which means from the time of Olusegun Obasanjo to Yar'Adua to Jonathan to Buhari. You see, the policies have brought us further down the drain. It tightened up our economy, weakened our naira, and crumbled all our manufacturing companies. Now, how is a government, in a bid to palliate the suffering of its people, come with a policy of handing out 5 billion naira to each of the 36 states of the Federation and the FCC? If you multiply this figure, it comes to a whooping sum of 185 billion. Statistics have it today that we have 133 million Nigerians that are poor. So if you divide 185 billion naira for 133 million Nigerians, every one of these Nigerians will go home with 1,400 naira. And of course, that's less than $2. Oh, wow. On top of that, 16,000 bags of rice have been issued to every state of the Federation. All of this is in a bid to palliate the effect of the fuel subsidy removal. 16,000 bags of rice multiplied by 37 gives you 592,000 bags of rice. 592,000 bags of rice translate into 32.6 US tons of rice. If you divide 32.6 US tons of rice by 133 million poor Nigerians, what you get for every poor Nigerian is 0.23 kg of rice. So that means that for a family of 4, you get approximately 0.9 kg of rice for a family of 4 and 1,400 naira each. You know that the value of a bag of rice today is approximately 45,000 naira. So if you multiply 592,000 by 45,000, you get 26.6 billion naira that has been expended for the purchase of rice to palliate the effect of fuel subsidy removal. Okay, now you want to add 185 billion naira plus 26 billion naira. That gives you 211.6 billion naira, approximately 212 billion naira. 212 billion naira translate into 235 million US dollars. You do not need that amount to turn around the Port Harcourt refinery that will give employment to over 2,500 Nigerians. Today, Dangote is building a refinery of about $17 billion. When fully completed and operational, it will employ about 2,500 workforce. The Indian Oil Corporation built one of the biggest refineries in the world at the cost of 30 billion with a total workforce of about 4,000. I do not know a nation that in a bid to stimulate economic growth hands out 1,400 naira and 0.3 kg of rice to its citizens as a policy for economic stimulation. It shows how much the politicians have further weaponized poverty as a tool for political gains. If they gave you a job, you will be independent. If they fix the roads, you will be fine. But they have decided not to give you jobs, not to resuscitate your companies, but instead they have decided to hand out cash as a means of palliative for the fuel subsidy removal. I'm here to challenge you that when you wait for the government and you wait for Nigeria to do for you what you anticipate Nigeria to do for you, you will grow old. Nigeria is 63 or 64 years old, as it were, and has not been able to properly manage resources owing to bad governance and poor leadership. What is the way forward? It is time for every Nigerian to rise and say no to bad governance, and say no to electoral malpractices, and say no to buying and selling of votes, and say no to exchanging your conscience, your future, for a cup of rice and 1,400 naira. It's time for us to rise, to build the Nigeria of our dreams. And I pray that God will give us the courage as Nigerians to stand up for what is right and build the nation that we will be proud of wherever we go. I pray that God's grace will rest upon Nigeria and God's wisdom will rest upon the government of the Federation of Nigeria, that on the overall, God's will of prosperity and progress will not elude us as a country. Happy Independence, or should I say, Happy Responsibility Day. Ciao.